I think St. Thérèse is probably one of the most popular saints in the church. She had no appeal to me at the beginning. I mean, she wasn't a Roman martyr. She didn't do anything extraordinary. She didn't have visions or apparitions. I mean, she was a nun. And then our next door neighbor, Mary Teresa, who was named after her, was the only Catholic girl I knew in the neighborhood. And she wanted to show me her statue of St. Thérèse. And she brings out this statue, and it's a china statue of a nun holding a bouquet of roses. So I said, so what's with the beauty pageant girl? I mean, I just didn't understand the appeal. Well, she's called the little flower, and and I said, oh, that makes it even more appealing. You know, I was not attracted to her in the least. But I mean, you know, when it comes to the saints, there's all different kinds. Not everybody can be your kindred soul. Not everybody is going to be like, you know, feel like you're a relative or whatever. There's some people that, it's all different levels of relating with the saints. But St. Thérèse, for some reason, it's just, I don't know. And it could be like the bad art or whatever it was that didn't appeal to me. Then I entered the convent, and I found myself in a totally different situation. I mean, really different from what I had ever known. And forget about the martyrdom or, you know, the apparitions or whatever. I was in a situation that was so unlike what I had grown up with. It was hard to get your bearings. And I came across a book on the life of St. Thérèse of Little Flower. So I started to read it, and I said, well, you know, maybe we can relook at that saint friendship again, because this was a girl who was in the very same exact situation I now found myself in, you know, almost exactly. And I said, I need somebody that can show me the ropes. I need someone who has been there and that I can identify with. And so since that time, I started to read her own writings. I ended up finding photographs instead of bad art, you know, so we kind of, you know, restarted the whole friendship thing. And we've actually been friends, really close friends ever since. You know, I admire her greatly. And yeah, but I mean, it happens like that even in real life. You know, you don't always get off on the right foot with somebody. But when it comes to the saints, there's a few that are going to be persistent, and they will pursue you. And I think she was one of them, you know. And in my, you know, when I work in the bookstore, in our book centers, I have found over the years that she has the most varied clientele. You know, her devotees go from, you know, heavy-duty bikers, you know, with, you know, I mean, really, to little old Irish grandmas and everything in between. It's like she appeals to just about everyone. And you have to realize the reason for that is that her little way, and she uses the language of, you know, her time and era, but it's basically no matter where you find yourself, what you have and who you are can be offered to God. It doesn't have to necessarily be grandiose. It can be, you know, just putting up with the nun next to you rattling her rosary beads like she used to do. And, you know, but even if you're not in the convent, everybody has small, you know, particular irritations that they can offer up, you know, and she kind of shows you the way. It doesn't have to be something spectacular like Roman martyrdom. So, and that's something that I could apply to my own life, because as a religious, you don't always get to have grand gestures or you know, the spectacular. Sometimes it really is the constant everyday that is beautiful when you offer it to God. And I think in that sense, she's a great saint friend to have. She really is. Saints are very, very similar, if not exactly the same as the people in our own life that we have relationships with. So you have different levels. You have close family, you have distant relatives, you have kindred souls, and you know, you have teachers that you listen to, you have acquaintances that you get along with, and some that you don't particularly like. So, but there's all different levels of relationships that you have with people in general. And the same thing happens with saints. Not every single saint is going to appeal to you, and that's okay. There's so many different kinds of saints from all different walks of life, and I think the church really proposes these people to us as mentors and models, because there's not just one type of saint. They come in all sizes and shapes, just like we are, you know. So just as we wouldn't be friends, really close friends with absolutely everybody that comes across our path, so the same is going to happen with the saints. But there are certain saints that will pursue you because they see from their vantage point that you need their help because of the life that they lived, of the things that they went through, that it's very similar to yours, and that they can help you. And that's the whole point of the saints, is that they're trying to get you to where they are. So they really want to be friends with you. So some saints will pursue you in that sense, you know, as Saint Thérèse did with me. You know, I don't want to be friends with you. I'm already busy with, you know, St. Agnes or whatever. And in the meantime, she pops up again and she says, no, you really need my friendship in this case. And you know, to be open to it at least, the same way you would be to like friendships on a natural level. The friendships we have with the saints are pretty much the same way. And, you know, so give it a chance. And if you're not really super friendly with Padre Pio or best friends with Saint Jerome or whoever it is, it's okay. It's okay. There are a lot more saints there. But, you know, if you find up that there's a certain saint that keeps popping up for some unknown reason, you might want to relook at it. It's the saints' way of it's kind of their invitation to look deeper, look again. Can we try this again? You know, so it's worth looking a second time in that case. Yeah. Why let go of a friendship like that anyhow?